Welcome back, you guys. Your boy CK. This is the final team in this series where we're adding two legends to every current NFL team. But I'm gonna start a new one over my stream. You can come through and vote. We're gonna be doing the same exact thing but for NBA teams. So if you're a basketball fan, you definitely want to stay tuned for that. Link will be in the description. Come through. But today it's all about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a team that just won the Super Bowl. So you may be asking, how the hell could they get even better? Well, it was tough because their entire roster, top to bottom, had like no weak spots. But if you had to choose certain positions, fullback was one area they could improve. So he brought back Alstott on offense, and then on defense, one of the hardest hitting safeties to ever do it. Now, I know a lot of you guys play MUT, and sometimes you don't feel like grinding to get the best team. So if you want to just buy some training or coins or players, head on over to MUTreserve.com. Use my code CK, and not only will you be rich one day, but you'll also get 15% off your order. Now, as defense, the front seven especially is probably, in my opinion, the best in the NFL. So while they do have some all-time greats like Warren Sapp, you know, the monster himself, Simeon Rice, okay, Leroy Selman, you got Derrick Brooks. I mean, just so many guys in the front seven we could have went with, but it was already so good. I feel like that would have been a waste to use it there. Their cornerbacks, they're one of the few teams that can say they have 380 plus cornerbacks on their roster. So while Rondé Barber was also in consideration, I felt like we could use an upgrade elsewhere. So on the other side of Antoine Winfield Jr., we decided to bring in John Lynch. He's a 9-time Pro Bowler, a Super Bowl champion, and perhaps the most feared hitter of his generation. Throughout his career, Lynch helped his teams rank among the very best defenses in the NFL. He was a starter and a leader on the Buccaneer defense that ranked in the NFL's top 10 in each of his last 7 years with the team. Hall of Fame running back Barry Sanders said John was as good as any safety I ever played against. He reminded me a lot of guys like Ronnie Lott and Steve Atwater. He was a terrific player, a great defender, a fierce defender. He could knock the snot out of you. Another all-time great, Peyton Manning, said that John was a safety that you always knew where he was. I think there are only certain guys like that, where you know where 47 is on every single play. Well, we know where he is right now. And that's on the Buccaneers in Madden 21. The 6'2", 220-pounder straight out of Stanford is now the #1 ranked strong safety in the entire NFL, man. This is unfair. The Bucs defense was already amazing, but now they had this guy is looking scary. Not to mention the offense, where I did heavily consider work Dunn. You know, even though they have Ronald Jones, Fournette, Dunn was a monster. But when you look at the all-time touchdowns for Buccaneers players, Alstott has the lead, and it's not even that close. Evans could probably catch him one day, but you know, he's already on the team along with Godwin and AB. Wide receiver was not an option. Same with tight end, and of course not quarterback because you have Tom Brady, so we brought back the A-Train. Alstott was a do-it-all player on offense. He was a fullback that opposing defenses had a game plan for. In his 11 seasons in Tampa Bay, he took 1,359 carries and turned them into 5,088 yards and 58 touchdowns on the ground. But he also chipped in 305 receptions for 2,284 yards and 13 touchdowns. He was nearly automatic in short yardage situations due to his physical style of running. He was voted to 6 Pro Bowl teams, making 4 All-Pro squads, and he scored the first Super Bowl touchdown in Tampa Bay Buccaneers history while helping them secure a W in that same Super Bowl. So now the 6'1", 248-pounder straight out of Purdue is back on the Buccaneers, obviously the #1 ranked fullback in the league. And if you think the 99 overall is too much, well, let me just remind you that he was a 100 overall in Madden 2000, okay? He was just disgusting. We gave him bulldozer and backfield mismatch. So not only do I think this team is going to win the entire thing, it's just a matter of, can they do it while going undefeated? The answer is a resounding no, but they still end up first in the division. Brady does really well, 4,000 yards, 31-8 touchdown interception ratio. Ronald Jones, 1,000-yard season. Alstott gets 10 touchdowns, 642 rushing yards with a 5.7 yards per carry. Phenomenal season. Also through the air, 25 receptions for 358 yards and a tutty. That's not bad considering all these amazing weapons you have to work with. Now on defense, John Lynch finished second in tackling behind Levante. He actually finished top 5 on the team with all these great pass rushers in terms of sacks with 3. He had 6 interceptions. That's the most I've seen in ages. in any simulation. That's crazy. He definitely won a few awards. Offense ended up 7th in the NFL. Defense was 25th. However, points scored, they were 5th. Let's see the defense. They were 11th. Okay, that's not that bad. Justin Fields takes home the MVP. Look at John Lynch, 2nd for DPOY, right behind Bobby Wagner. And then Levante squeaked into the top 10. Brady ended up 5th for OPOY. I told you Lynch would win an award or two, man. He wins best DB. Carlton Davis ends up number 4. And now we got a matchup between division rivals Saints and the Buccaneers. There we go. First play from scrimmage. Fuck it. Let's go deep. Oh, God. Who was the flag on? It said defense. I don't know how, but we'll take it. Kind of BS, but, you know, we'll take it. We will take it all day, every day. Now, if we were playing an actual person, I'd feel bad. I'd probably decline it. But we playing a CPU, man. No sportsmanship. For the Hall of Fame CPU, shout out to Smooth. If you know, you know. Either way, man, 2 runs by Alstott, getting only 4 yards. Saints defense, front 7 is no joke. But neither is Brady to Gronk. That connection works again. I'm gonna keep on feeding Alstott. I'm gonna flip it. I don't want to run to Cameron Jordan's side. I don't think that's a very smart thing to do. So instead, we're gonna go to the left. The 5-6 trap. Alstott up the gut with that bulldozer. That's what he did. Now we got Lynch in the box. That's something he did more of when he was on the Broncos, but Levante is the first to make a play on the defense. We get a pick 6 and we're up 2 possessions. All right, we're going to use our John Lynch this time. If you get a pick with him or something, that'll be even better. Like I was saying, man, most of his sacks, you know, I think it was like 7 of his 13 career sacks came with the Broncos, where he only played 4 years. But hey, man, it showed that he was able to do whatever the defense asked of him. You know, if they wanted to use him in the box, he could do that. He was very versatile, is the point I'm getting at. Oh, that's a nasty catch by Michael Thomas. Or imagine having Alstott and Gronkowski on the same team. 2 guys that were just like impossible to bring down in their prime. I couldn't imagine being on a defense that had to go against that. Doesn't sound like a fun time. We're going back to Gronk, and once again, he's breaking another tackle. I don't know how this team lost 5 games. I honestly, that's crazy. I know they're in a tough division, but that's still kind of insane. Brady right on the money to Mike Evans. He keeps on testing my user. Like, I'm telling you, Jameis, that's not something you want to do. Okay, he's testing John Lynch. Wait, give me my fumble. Come on, you should have slid, buddy. Oh, yeah, he's wide open. Brady putting it right on the money. Oh, my goodness. John Lynch with another big play. Jameis was testing me all game. So Alstott ends with 13 for 51 and a touchdown on the ground. But the story of the game was John Lynch, 9 tackles, a pick, 3 pass deflections, a forced fumble, and a touchdown. Just an amazing game. So nobody's surprised. They end up making it to the Super Bowl, but they're playing against the Jets. In the divisional round, Brady beats Rodgers and the Packers. He had a really good game, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Alstott, 45 yards on the ground, 1 touchdown through the air. On defense, John Lynch again was all over the field, 13 tackles. And another forced fumble and fumble recovery this time. And then in the NFC Championship, it was the Bucs and the Seahawks. Russell Wilson could not get it done. Both quarterbacks had 2 interceptions. Alstott 36 yards on the ground with another touchdown through the air. And then on defense, John Lynch with 7 tackles. Would you look at this? The Bucs in a tie ball game. They're in the Jets territory. Less than 2 minutes left. Alstott gets the carry. He's going to stay in bounds. And the Bucs are going to win the Super Bowl. Great way to end the series. Thank you guys for watching all the way to the end. I'm streaming right after this video. Link in the description. You want to come through and vote for the NBA team we're going to do first. But until next time.